Greetings, my fellow warriors. So, I want to talk about the junior preferred shares. Some of them have them, some of them had them, some of them heard about them. Um, and I will also explain why I want to address that question. Um, so let's start. Those are the preferred shares. That is the debt that a company can have, but in case of the liquidation, it doesn't have the superiority as a regular debt, but right after the debt, in case that there is some equity that needs to be distributed in case of liquidation, it goes into those preferred shares. Otherwise, they look as a debt, and they have the right for dividends. Um, Before in 2008, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac issued a lot of them in the range around 25 to 30 billion dollars. So it's a lot. That debt is still on the books, and uh, to say it is alive. It is alive, and I want to see what is going on. So there's a few stuff what we all need to know about them. That there was a suit by famous Judge Lambert, and in the suit, uh, shareholders did won the rewards, and you can see that on this website. They won. They won. Um, no, wait. Okay, they awarded $612 million. But let's take a look another stuff. That started a long time ago, really a long time ago. There's not even a date here, but almost 10 years ago, they started that suit, and it's still dragging, and the government don't want to give them the money for the suit what they are supposed to get. The last hearing was April 15, and I personally did believe that government will settle with them and give them, pay them that peanuts. Let's say peanuts, 612 million dollars they need to pay them, and government didn't want to pay them. They actually appeal on appeal, and then it goes into this and to that. And in fact, in case that they win that, those who are owners of the preferred shares, they can expect money which is actually less than $1 per share, because share because of simple quantity of the shares, and so it is less than $1, but they need to keep the shares until the settlement day and the check comes, and usually that is in 1 year. So in case that even they settle today, and that is not happening, it is the settlement, it is the question when it will be. So they're kicking the ball down the road while inflation is eating that money. um yeah, they pay like some fees, like $100,000 per fee, but per day, but that is nothing for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So they kick the ball down the road, and most probably they will. Let's see, if they settle now, that only in 6 months to a year they will, they can expect some money. So in case that you own preferred shares and you expect this money to get, wait for a year, and from the moment when it happens and settled, you will actually get the money, but not right now. Up to then, you got to keep them, and reality is that they will not grow as much as they can. And have in mind that all of that, the judgment started in 2022. Now it's 2026. So good luck with that. Uh, Another very important stuff is these talk about those shares that, some people say, that they can be, they will convert them into common shares, and they will settle as AAG was settled. But recently on the Schwab website, this is for FNMAT. You can take a look, but on the Schwab website, FNMAT, it says call type callable exclusively into a cash. So there's no conversion option. And this one is for FNMA S, I think. It is. This is. These are the old pictures, but the point is the same. It's also callable exclusively into a cash. So almost no type of the preferred shares you have, you it's non-convertible. Actually, there is one convertible share that is uh, that might happen, that it is converted, and I'm not sure is it here. One of these shares, they can convert them. That is around $50,000 share, something like that. And now it's like 25,000 or but I don't remember what is the class. And this is from 10K FMCC report. And what is also important about, so basically they're non-cumulative, non-convertible. So those shares, you cannot expect that they will be converted into common shares. So basically they will stay as a preferred shares until they're bought off, or they are written off. So it depends what the government decide to do with them. um, so for, if the question is how much they can be bought off and purchased, repurchased from the government, these couple of options. So so as I said, this is the 10K of FMCC, and the last one, and it says that par value is $1 per share. So that is one option, that they actually are able to redeem them for $1 per share. The other option is that they redeem them at a market price plus some premium. So let's say it is FNMAT, and if it is FNMAT, like if it is now $10, it can happen that you get some premium, let's say 10%, and the government buy them for 11.50. But even that is too much, but let's say that that is. And the third option, and very unlike possibility, is that they will get their full where is that screen, that they will get their full value, the face value, or of the share. But in that case, the government needs to pay 25 to 30 million billion dollars. And to tell you frankly, if they don't want to pay this amount to the, and judgment was a lumber judgment was given in 2022, they didn't want to give them 600 million dollars. Does anyone believe that they will give them 30 billion? So it is possible, but I don't believe that they will give them the full value when they're playing around $600 million. So they might get some money, but for sure they will not uh, get a lot. Also, when it be redeemed, we don't know. But for example, this is all a screenshot. But government and the Schwab is taking and moving this date for call date, like 30 day ahead, like every day, like it moves 30 day, so they can call them at any time. So it says that it is stated call and the next call date, but this is always like a day ahead. What is interesting about these shares, if you take a look at the symbols, bam, 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 and all have the same date except FNMAS. That is one of the biggest class for them. And I think another one don't have this one, FNMFO. I think that is that one. Yeah, that is the one that is convertible. So those two, I'm not sure what will happen with them, but something different will happen with them compared to the other shares. So maybe they will pay off this and leave FNMAS alive, just because they can, or they will. I'm not sure what we'll do, but either they will get the money. How much we don't know, but that's the scenario. Why? What is also interesting? So after this day, when there was a hearing for Lambert suit, and there was a recording on YouTube. If you look in my profile, I posted the link for that hearing. It was another nothing burger, to tell you frankly. But what is interesting that after the hearing, we noticed this, that Tim Pagliara did terminate his account. He was one of the biggest shareholders of the preferred shares, and I think it was like in a level of $1 billion. And he terminated his account. Other supporters, very strong supporters of preferred shares, kind of disappeared or fade away. Okay, they fade away because we start to to defend ourselves, the common shares. But they kind of disappeared, or but okay, the other guys disappeared. This guy this guy disappeared. That is like what is maybe the biggest, like, can you imagine the situation that we as a common shareholders wake up one day and see that Bill Ackman, who was like strong proponent of the common shares, terminated his account? I would be very unsettled to that thing. Or like first, like there is a couple of us who are like, let's say, like pretty active owners of the shares, and that it happens. Let's say, like, I don't know who is the very very important, very active about FNMA and FNCC. So let's see. So let's see the or S of, let's say, the latest. So we have like a couple of people who appear. So F2 common sense. Okay, this guy disappear. Then uh, okay, he is posting a lot. So who is very active? Where is the so there's like couple of us who are okay, me, um who are pretty active in posting the trades. And can you imagine that we start to disappear and to become inactive, and one day you see Bill Ackman done this? As I said, I would be very upset. Like, I and that is happening with the share that, like, let's say in the last year, it did decline. Like, we all declined, but it did decline. Like, very 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 down. And like, this way is May, April 15th, April 15th. Yes, it has, like, but it started to decline after April 15th. And yeah, this was expectation here, that we have something would happen with the lumber suit. So nothing happened with the lumber suit, and poof, 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 boom, 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 go down. And at the same time, Tim Pagliara disappeared from the Twitter account. The other guys who are supporting also disappear. So it's kind of, it's pretty unsettling. No matter what, if you have those shares, think about what to do. Don't don't rush, but don't be too late. So that is what I have to say. Stay well, my friends.